Okay, these are my tomato plants that I was talking about earlier. I put them in these containers. They're dollar containers from the dollar store. This is red currant tomatoes. See the holes on the bottom I drilled, just like the other one, the kale container. And the reason that I chose red currant is because it's a wild tomato fruit. And what I read was that all tomatoes nowadays were changed to make them bigger. They're not tastier. They're just bigger. And so I think that sometimes I wonder if it affected its alkalinizing properties. Um, if you take a fruit and you make a GMO, you take away its alkaline properties and you make it acidic. That's true for anything. So I wonder if it's gonna affect tomatoes and how they were hybridized or blah blah blah. I don't know. I'm just trying to eat healthy. So, anyways, I got these seeds, and this is red currant is a wild tomato. The tomatoes are small, maybe the size of my the thumbnail. I'm not sure exactly how big they get. I've never planted tomatoes before, so this is red currant, and this is a cherry tomato. These seeds came from Central America. This is a wild tomato that grows out in the forest naturally by itself. So that's where I got these seeds from. These right here. I bought them from some Spanish website, I forgot. And so these are wild cherry tomatoes. And again, I planted them in these containers so that I could keep a close watch on them versus putting them in the ground and you forget. I forget where they're at, but that's just me. I haven't really planned out and I haven't really planned an actual like garden strategy. It's my first time growing stuff, so this is what works for me. I've taken some of these tomatoes out and I've planted them. There was one here, I think here. I've already planted some of these tomatoes in my backyard, and this one's ready to go. This one right here, it's ready to go. This one, uh, this one right here. They're all ready to go. They're ready to be planted. If you're gonna do this, um, I recommend it. It's a great way to start many seedlings and be able to watch them all at the same time in a small space. Something that you'll notice is that, let's say, they'll grow at a steady pace. They grow slowly, so it's not like they're gonna grow and explode and all this and that. They grow slowly, but the second you take it from here and you put it in the earth, in the ground, it grows super fast, exponentially fast. Like it just explodes and it just takes off. But if you leave it here in this container, it's almost like it knows it's in a container and it shouldn't grow fast because the roots can't expand as much as they need to. I don't really know. I'm not a scientist or anything, but that's just what I've been noticing is that if you leave them in a container, they grow slower versus putting them in the ground. They explode and they get really big really fast. So that's just a heads up. Don't worry about them getting too big too fast because they won't. They'll stay small. This one's ready to grow. This one's ready to be planted in the ground soon. Um, if you ever read The Rigging Cedars of Russia, and the book one chapter, I'm not sure, but it says the seed as a physician. That's exactly what I did with these seeds. I stuck them underneath my tongue for 10 minutes and then in my palm, both hands on top of each other, and then I put them up to the sky and then I breathed on them. And so that's what I've done with every single one of these plants. I mean, I know the book says you're only supposed to do it with like a couple of plants, but I've done it with every single one because I've tried doing it with just one or two plants, and then I'll grow the seed and then it'll get eaten by slugs or it'll get stepped on by the dogs, or some kind of natural disaster will happen and they wipe out my little seedlings. So I decided to do it this way. And if I lose one or two, well, I mean, I have backups, so it's okay. So anyways, this is my seed. This is my seed tray, and what I'll do is I'll take a spoon, a house spoon. I don't reuse a spoon to eat, so get a spoon that's old that you don't need. I'm sure you have more than enough. And you go around the edges and you just start digging, and like, let's see right here, I would actually dig it deep and see how they're lifting up already, and they're breaking up in the middle. And then you can lift it up, and then by hand I would well, with the spoon I would lift it up, and then by hand I'll go in and I'll grab it and I'll put it in the dirt. So if you're a beginning gardener, a novice, I highly recommend this method. You're able to plant many seedlings in a small area, and you can save time on watering. You don't have to go water each individual one. You just stick it here and you water it, and all the excess water drains out the bottom. I put many holes so I can have good drainage. And if you lose a couple, no biggie, you have many more seedlings to take its place. You always have backups, and your backups have backups. So yeah, I highly recommend this method if you're barely starting out. Okay, thank you for watching. Goodbye.